Peace. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Saylove here, WUCF 89.9 FM, WUCF Jazz. And with us today, we have the one and only the phenomenal Christian McBride. Welcome. Thank you for being here
What's
today.
happening?
Oh,
It's
my
great to be here.
goodness. It's so good to see you.
Great to
So
see you too.
I don't even know where to start, but this will just be like an introduction for our listeners. So we air you at the station on WCF every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock.
Thank
So
you.
Jazz Night in America. So this is our first time interacting. So I'm actually on two jazz lineups with you. So I also produce a program out of Maine Public. So it's on their classical stations. So I'm on a lineup Friday night from 6 to 8, the Jazz Flower. After that program is my colleague Rich Tozier. He has Jazz Tonight. And then right after that, 10 o'clock Friday night, Christian McBride. So I've been on that lineup for since 2021. And then,
Nice.
then when I started here at WUCF back last year, now I was suddenly on two lineups with Christian McBride. So
That's what I'm talking about.
and it's one of my favorite programs. It's one of my favorite programs. And another thing, well, of course, you're a bassist, and you come from a family of bassists as well. My father's also a bassist. He's a jazz composer as well. So I just, all the little synchronicities, and I thought one of these days I've got to meet Christian McBride and just learn more about your background in music, radio. How long have you been producing Jazz Night in America?
We are in our 11th season.
Amazing.
Yeah, and as you well know, NPR has taken some very, very hard hits inside of
Yes.
the last year. But Jazz Night in America still holds on. So
Yes.
I'm looking forward to season 12 and beyond. Just fingers crossed that we keep the show on the air.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And is that program in collaboration with WBGO?
Yes,
I,
yes.
l-
WBGO produces the show
I love it.
right here in Newark, and yeah, I'm just very very happy we've been able to keep the show going all this long.
Oh, absolutely. That's another one of my favorite radio stations, WBGO. Shout out to
Oh yeah,
WBGO in Newark.
yeah, that's
It's
right.
phenomenal market. Just yeah, one of my favorite stations. So yeah, so all the different reasons why I was really looking forward to finally get to meet you. Um, Also, another thing coming up, my colleague Alex Diaz, he does Latin jazz on the weekends, and he will be joining you on your cruise that's coming up. So we are really looking forward to
You
that. This
just
is,
hitting me with good news all day.
yes. Yeah, he's going to be on your cruise. Um, I'm, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it this time, but I really hope, is this something that's going to be ongoing?
Yes, we have not made a final call yet, but it looks as if we're going to do it again.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I know Alex is really excited. We're all really excited just to have one of our people from the station.
yeah,
We have Alex Diaz with Latin jazz
yeah.
with Alex Diaz on the weekends. So he has experience hosting on other cruises before from his prior station, but this is the first time that he's kind of gone to represent WUCF on a cruise. So we're really excited about it.
Oh, fantastic! I can't wait to see him and thank him.
Yeah. And you've got a great lineup on the cruise as well.
Yeah, it's pretty overwhelming to have Samara Joy and Cecile McCoy
Oh,
Savant,
incredible vocalist.
and Jose James, Angelique Kidjo, Lettucey to just bring, I mean, her by herself is just a huge pack of dynamite,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and my big band, my trio with Benny Green and Greg Hutchinson, the Ray Brown tribute trio, my quintet Inside Straight, and my new group Ursa Major, and not to mention Julius Rodriguez, Christian Sands, Dan Wilson, the great comedians George Wallace and Alonzo Bowden. So it's going to be crazy,
It
crazy
is.
good.
Yeah, crazy good. Crazy good. I had been seeing I had been seeing it advertised for a while, and I thought, oh, this is going to be a phenomenal cruise. So
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, I know. I'm really I'm looking forward, even though I won't be there this time, but I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. It's going to be great. And just to, again, this is just kind of an intro. I know we don't have a lot of time today. We'd love to have you back. This is Studio A at the station at WCF. So we have a grand piano over here. We do have a program live from Studio A where live performers come in here and
Sure.
they perform, and that's one of our programs that we air both on the radio side as well as on the PBS side. So it's really fun when we're able to do that. So maybe one of these days we'll be able to get you in here as well.
Hey, next time I get a gig down there in sunny Florida, I hope to come on through.
Yeah, yeah. That would be phenomenal. And we're right here in Central Florida, right in Orlando, so we're pretty
Yeah,
accessible to most of the state.
yeah. I was there. Was it? Not, it certainly wasn't this year. I think it was last year. We played the Doctor Walker. What the
Dr.
club?
Phillips, Dr.
No, I'm sorry,
Phillips, or
Dr.
Judson's,
Phillips.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah,
Judson's
yeah, yeah,
Live.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What a great place that is.
Yes. Yeah, it's a nice venue. We get a lot of good artists over there, and yeah,
Good,
it
good.
is.
I mean, because, there has not been a lot of, any parts of Florida on the regular for a lot of touring musicians, at least none that I've played with. So
Yeah.
let's hoping that we can keep that on the annual
Yeah.
schedule.
Yeah, no, that would be great. We tend to get some artists traveling up here, on the Bright Line, just taking the train up from Southern Florida. We've that have come up to perform at Judson's and perform in here also.
Yeah.
So we've had a few. So that would be great. I know your schedule is probably pretty tight right now with the cruise and everything coming up, but perhaps another time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
do have a gig in oh man. I'm playing somewhere in Florida next year. I can't remember where, but I don't know. Maybe we can.
Jacksonville, St. Pete, Tampa.
I think it might be Tampa.
Okay.
I know that's across the way, but
Oh yeah, it's not too far.
we
Yeah.
can hook it up.
Yeah. There's a couple jazz fest that, like, there's one in St. Augustine,
I
I think
played
in
that one too.
February. Yes. Yeah. That one's coming up soon. So we'd love to see you out here, of course, if you ever have time to come over to the station. We'd love to have you, of course.
I'd
So
love to.
yeah, I have so many questions I know I won't have time for today, but I'd love like,
Lay them on me.
yeah, I'm like, where do I even start? So you have a really phenomenal, like, early beginning in music too. Like, if I'm not mistaken, weren't you originally from Philly? Okay, okay. So you got an early musical start, and I would venture to say a lot of Philadelphia soul influence.
You know the deal.
Yes, yes. Yeah, so I mean, what was that like growing up in that sort of scene? And you know, in that era too, like the late 80s, early 90s, what was that like coming up in Philly as a young musician?
Well, as much as I hate to correct you, it was actually late 70s, early
Ooh.
80s.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
Yeah, I grew up in Philly, and I was born in '72, so my earliest memories of remembering kind of the scene in Philly was like 78, 79, right toward the end of the decade, and all through the '80s until I moved to New York in '89. But my dad was, I mean, he was playing with all of those people. When I was born, he was playing with the Delphonics,
Oh,
and he went
incredible.
from the Delphonic. Well, he came from, like, he was playing with groups like Brenda and the Tabulations, Cliff Nobles, uh, then the Delphonics, then uh, Billy Paul, Major Harris, Blue
Wow.
Magic. He was doing all of those gigs, and then around 77, he started playing with the great Mongo Santa Maria.
Oh yeah.
And he kind of left the R&B scene behind, and he started playing with Mongo. He played with Mongo for 5 years, and but those early days, just watching my dad play with Billy Paul. I saw him play with Billy Paul on the Midnight Special. And I just remember like going nuts,
Oh
seeing my dad on television.
yeah.
Um, but my uncle, my mother's brother, was also a advertising and promotions manager at WHAT Radio in Philly. So like if I wasn't seeing my dad play a live gig, I was going to some event with my uncle.
Wow.
So uh I had access to live music all the time. And I'm just really, really fortunate that I was born in the right place at the right time with the right family. And then
Certainly.
my great uncle, my grandmother's brother, was playing bass with a lot of avant. He was playing mostly on the avant-garde scene in Philly. So he was playing with people like Marshall Allen from the Sun Ra Band, Byard Lancaster, Con Jamal. So I was just getting all kinds of music from all over the place as a kid.
That's incredible. So, yeah, that's incredible. Just so much synergy, so much
Yeah,
diversity of music. Like that's a lot of strong influence. Of course, always loved always loved Philly soul, all the, just all the music kind of between Philly, New York City, New Jersey, like that
right,
whole area is just
right.
so rich in music, and especially that era. And so you also grew up like as part of the radio scene too. Like
Yes,
that was
that's right.
like adjacent to your work in music was also
Yes,
radio. I love that.
absolutely.
I love
And
that.
I quickly learned that in many cases, DJs were just as powerful and beloved as musicians. You know, they were all kind of part. They were all part of the same family. And growing up in Philly, you had these legends like Georgie Woods and Jimmy Bishop and uh, uh, Mary Mason and Butterball and Charlie Brown. I'm like, who are all these people everyone keeps getting excited about? And then when I was in high school, um, Power 99 FM started in Philly, and Wendy Williams was like one of the first major personalities on that station. So like, I was always in tune also with what was going on the radio. And so
Absolutely. Yeah.
little did I know that I would ever have a life in radio.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but I surely didn't see it coming.
Yeah, it does. I grew up like I grew up on jazz music, of course, but I was born in 81, so I grew up really also like in that
Right.
hip hop, that early hip hop era.
Yeah.
So I was always influenced by artists like the Supreme Team or even like De La Soul, just that element that they always seem to have the skits and the elements of like the radio stations
Right.
and the
Right.
DJs as being like really a part of the culture. So they were some of my early influences that made me love radio just as much as I love music, and just that relationship, like you said, between the radio station and
Yeah.
the promotion of the music. So it's just yeah.
Now,
So
where did you grow up? Did you grow up in Florida also?
no, I actually originally grew up in New England. So I spent a lot of time in New York City as a teenager and young adult, but I was more so in Boston. And yeah, and then I moved around a lot. So I lived in Central America for quite a while, Puerto Rico, Nicaragua. Yeah.
Wow.
So I've
I'm
yeah.
going to tell you a Boston black radio story.
Yes, please.
I was playing a gig in somewhere in the Bay. This was in the early 90s. And Benny Green at that time was signed to Blue Note. And these Blue Note reps came to the gig one night. Uh, and there was this young black woman who was there from the company, West Coast side. And we're all hanging out in the dressing room with the band. And she had mentioned something about, oh, Christian, you're from Philly, blah, blah, blah. My dad was really good friends with Georgie Woods and Butterball, all those DJs in Philly. I was like, oh, really? What did your dad do? She said, Oh, he was like a really popular DJ in Boston back in the '60s,
Oh, wow.
And I said, "Really? What's your dad's name?" She said, "Jimmy Bird. They call him the early bird."
Oh,
I
wow.
was like, "Yo, that's your father?" You know. And so I called my uncle. I was like, "Hey, Uncle Butch, you ever heard of Jimmy Early Bird?" He was like, "Of course. He was the king of Boston." Like
Wow.
all the black records broke in Boston because of Jimmy Early Bird. So,
Wow.
meeting these radio legends has always been really important to me. Of course, New York had Frankie Crocker, who was the king of them
Right.
all.
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
Hank Spann, Vi Higginson, all of those great people.
Yeah. Yeah. I always saw like that synergy between jazz music and then for me hip hop culture and
Right,
and the DJ. Like there's just such a like a lineage between those cultures, you know?
right, right.
There's like yeah.
You know who became a good friend of mine? Ed Lover.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Ed used to hang out. I live in Montclair, New Jersey, and there's a local like cigar lounge here in town, and Ed Lover was a member there,
Oh
and
wow.
we just got to talking one day, man, and right when we started to become real cool, he wound up getting he moved to Atlanta. But it was really cool that I got to be friends with. Ed Lover's in the house.
Oh
That
wow.
that was the guy in the '90s.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, oh shoot. I think I'm Are you getting any feedback on your end? I just have a little bit. Okay, we're good. Okay.
Oh yeah, nothing.
All right, good. Yeah, no, it's and then also too, like I said, I would love to be able to circle back and have a part two and bring you back. This is just kind of a brief introduction for our listeners to get to know Christian McBride, the voice behind Jazz Night in America. I love to hear more of your stories about growing up as well. Like, if I'm not mistaken, you went to like a performing arts high school and with Questlove amongst others, you know. So, yes, so much
Questlove,
history.
Black Thought, Boys to Men, the late
Yeah.
Joey DeFrancesco, Kurt Rosenwinkel. It was a great school at a great period,
Wow. That's
golden era.
yeah, the golden era for that's why that's why I said the late 80s, early 90s I
Right,
was,
right.
but yeah, that was so yeah, that was what year, like what graduating year were you?
'89,
89. Okay, I'm 99. So okay. I yeah. What a time that was in
the, the
music.
the summer of Public Enemy.
Yes, exactly. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, um, so I'm trying to think so I know so the cruise is coming up. Let's talk just a little bit more about that. And
Yes,
again, we
please.
like I said, I'd love to have you back here sometime. Uh, Tell us just a little bit more about the cruise, like where we can find that, for those that
Please, we got just a couple cabins left. I'm hoping we could get this thing. We're in the 90 percentile now. I want to get this to 100% sellout.
yeah.
And if you go to McBridesWorldAtSea.com, McBride's World at Sea, check out what's available. And again, you can hear about all of the great artists who are going to be on there. Let us see Samara Joy, Cecile McLaurin Savant, Jose James, Angelique Kidjo, George Wallace, Alonzo Bowden, all of my working bands, my big band, uh, Ursa Major, Inside Straight, Remembering Ray Brown. Is going to be a party at sea for a week. Leaves out of Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
January 20th through 27. We're stopping in Cozumel and Grand Cayman.
Wow. That's going to be a phenomenal. Whew, man, what powerhouses on that ship, you know?
You don't want to miss this, folks.
No, you don't want to miss it. I wish I could go. Like I have a conflict in my schedule, so but
Well,
you
get
know,
rid of it.
I know, right? Maybe there'll be a possibility, but for any of our listeners, if you're thinking about going, trust me, you don't want to miss this one. This is a
No,
great lineup.
And
And,
you are and you guys are already down in Florida, so you don't have far to go to get to the ship. Come on now.
exactly. You can probably hop on a train and get right down to Fort Lauderdale.
Come
So,
on, y'all. What's up?
and we're gonna have Alex Diaz on the ship. So, oh man.
Tell Alex thanks and put in a good word and make some of them people buy these last few cabins.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to if you have another one, like we are looking forward to definitely learning about that lineup.
Got you.
And hopefully we have a little more time to plan for that one. So, but yeah, it's been wonderful having you on. I would love to have a follow-up. So, I'll reach out on my end. I would love to have you back on. And
Anytime.
thank you so much. You've been very gracious. Is there anything else you'd love to share with the listeners before we let you get back onto your?
Just talk to the folks down there and get me a gig.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we got to get Christian McBride out here back at Judson's Live.
That's right.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I think we're just about at time, so
Yeah, yeah.
I'll look forward to hearing from you again. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
To our
You have
listeners,
a
Christian
wonderful
McBride,
day.
Jazz Night in America. We'll be tuning in Wednesday at 7 here at WCF. Thank you so much for
Take
being
care,
on
y'all.
here.
It's great speaking with you.
Likewise.
All right.
Peace.
See you soon.
Peace.